This Focus on Health segment is brought to you by Aurora Health Care.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Focus on Health. I'm Ted Stefaniak. Today, we're at the Aurora Health Center in Oshkosh, and I'm with Dr. Tim Wallace. And some of the things we're going to talk about today, you might not want to hear because we're talking about vitamins and supplements. And Dr. Wallace, it seems like you can turn on the radio or find an infomercial on TV. Somebody's always selling a new vitamin or supplement to help our health. In general, can those things help us?
Well, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry that's set up, and the problem is there's not a ton of evidence to support its use in our regular daily lives. Can there be benefit to it? Absolutely, but there are some specific instances where vitamins and supplements come in handy for us.
All right, well, let's break down some of the specifics here. You know, it seems like you get into the cold and flu season, the early winter months, the dead of winter. Everyone wants to take a lot of vitamin C. Whether before you get sick or after you get sick, you're always just pounding the vitamin C. Can that help us?
There's no evidence that vitamin C prevents illness. There's no evidence for that. It is believed that vitamin C can actually help with common cold symptoms, which is why the conception is out there. My advice to patients is that if you find it to be beneficial, go ahead and take it. But again, I wouldn't waste your money on tons of it. Don't take more than the recommended dosage for it or frequency, because too much of a good thing can be very harmful. But again, there's no studies, no evidence that shows that it actually prevents illness or helps you from getting better.
Well, what about, it doesn't matter if it's a pill form or a liquid form, or can we get our vitamin C from tons and tons of orange juice, other juices?
Well, the bottom line is that normal, healthy people who eat a good diet, they don't need to supplement, particularly vitamin C. That's what you started with.
Yeah.
And we could probably lump in vitamin A and vitamin E, the antioxidant vitamins. There is no evidence to support routine use of vitamins A, C, or E in healthy individuals.
So can we just get the vitamins and the minerals and the things that we need to stay healthy? Can we just get that from our regular food then?
Diet and exercise. Yeah. Like you hear all the time from your primary care doctor, you do. If you get what you need from your diet, typically. One of the other sources for vitamin supplements, and this will jump us into the next vitamin D, is from exposure to sunshine. And we have a lack of that here in Wisconsin. And so we do see quite a bit of vitamin D deficiency here.
How much sunlight do we typically need in a day to stay healthy?
Well, we're not exactly sure, because it's a balance between that and skin cancer. So you usually hear from the doctor, stay out of the sunshine, use the sunscreen, versus we do need some sunshine that our body uses to make its own vitamin D. The rest of that vitamin D we get from our diet.
So are there vitamins that are helpful to us that we should be regularly taking?
Well, again, it's a specific population and people with specific needs for vitamin supplementation, and I'll highlight a couple that have good, strong evidence for their use. The first being folate. Okay, folate has strong evidence for use in pregnancy to prevent neural tube defects in the baby. So that's well established, and there's good evidence for that. And so prenatal vitamins typically contain the folate supplementation that we need to prevent that. The second is vitamin D, which we mentioned already. We see a lot of deficiencies in vitamin D. The evidence is strong to support vitamin D use for people who are deficient for prevention of osteoporosis and prevention of falls associated with that. So you hear a lot of other uses and a lot of other issues coming up with vitamin D. There's not a lot of evidence to support it, but it may come out down the road, or more studies or whatnot, that it is significant. Or it may go the way of some of the other popular trends in the past for us to take certain vitamins or supplements, and it's just not a lot of evidence to support that down the road. But right now, folate, vitamin D, and then the third one being vitamin B12. And vitamin B12, as we get older, we see deficiencies, or people who have absorption problems in the stomach very often have low vitamin B12 levels. And in those patients, we do see the evidence supporting the supplementation. But I'll pause again and say, healthy people who are eating a normal diet don't routinely need to take vitamin D, vitamin B12.
Would it be helpful to get these mixers that chop up the juice and you make healthy juices? Is that helpful rather than trying to find something in a bottle?
Well, again, and I think that's speaking more to multivitamins. So I'll throw that into the mix here too. So if you feel like you're not getting supplement, you feel like you're not getting a healthy diet, there's nothing wrong with taking the recommended daily allowance of vitamins in a multivitamin form, whether that be dietary through these juicers or mixes, or whether it be just your one a day. Yeah. There's no evidence to support that, and I always ask patients individually and say, look, as long as the benefits outweigh the risk of taking it, I think it's fine to take. Where it's a good thing to stop and take a look at is folks who are taking 6, 12, a whole list of supplements, and it's time to go down that list and look at those each individually. What are they doing for you? Are they working? And is it cost effective for you?
Yeah, you say take a look at it, but not just take a look yourself, probably get into your primary care physician.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's the setting to do that, where we can actually review what the evidence is for you individually, because it's not going to be the same for every single person and what their needs are.
Yeah, and it always seems like the research, the evidence is showing, it just kind of goes in a roller coaster. What's healthy, what's not healthy, and I would imagine by talking to someone like you get a better idea of what you need, what you don't need.
Right, well, you got to stay up with things, because next week it'll be different. It'll be something new, and it'll change. So, you want to make sure that your primary care physician is staying on top of the latest evidence, because we want evidence to guide us, not popular opinion and not what's shown on TV commercials, etc. If we practice good medicine, we're practicing evidence-based medicine, and again, that can change what evidence is available, but
it can change, and it probably will.
And it will.
Dr. Wallace, we appreciate you taking some time with us today.
You bet. Thank you very much.
So the next time you have a planned healthcare visit with your primary care provider, make sure you bring a list, or actually bring those vitamins and supplements along on that healthcare visit. Talk to your doctor about what can and might not be able to help you. You might be able to save yourself a little bit of money. And of course, if you have any questions regarding this episode, you can give us a call here at Aurora at 303-8700. I'm Ted Stefaniak, and we'll see you next time on Focus on Health.
This Focus on Health segment has been brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.